Greetings survivors and friends, SHADOWFRAX here with your weekly recycling run of Rust development news where we're going deeper than ever before, more skins are dropping on Twitch, and some people are already playing the console version. But first, make sure you're definitely subscribed so I can keep you balanced on the cutting edge of game development. So we just had March's Forced Wipe, which is called Freight Transit Line or Fret Rancid Lin or just FTL if you're in a hurry, which could also stand for Faster Than Light or Failure to Launch depending on your experience, because now far below your feet, Rust has its own underground train system. In fact, did you know that one of these will now be generated on pretty much any map that spawns monuments, even as small as 1000, where it's basically just a budget Hadron Collider. Cute! For a more detailed breakdown of this new underworld, please see last week's video, but in brief, you can now descend via a number of entrances around the map into an interconnected train tunnel system inhabited by a new class of hostile NPC known as Tunnel Dwellers. And they really don't like visitors or want you to have a quick and easy journey around the tracks. Bit like the British rail system. A few things have changed since last week though. You'll now find a couple of work carts at each station. There's now a sexy red version. You'll also find tunnel dwellers in more places and their loot has been tweaked, but naturally this is all still subject to change if it's determined that you're enjoying yourself too much. Above ground at the Bandit camp, slots are in, and not a whole lot's changed since I mentioned them last, except now they're very much cheaper, being only 2 scrap per spin instead of 10. The winning criteria and amounts have been jiggled too, with 1500 scrap being the max payout now, and some of the effects are betterer. Now we just need some card games and I'm sure this will be a full house. And also, it seems that the console beta has been rolled out to a number of players now for stress testing purposes, with more to come later, so some people are actually playing the game on console already, can you believe? At least now the spam switched from when console to Gib key for PS4 Beta Plus. But if you haven't got one yet, you can still add yourself to the mailing list and hope. Link will be in the description. Back to the PC Master Race version though, and the server browser has been improved. In short, empty servers are now hidden by default, exceptions being official, friends, history and favorites tabs, but we can of course still choose to show them because sometimes we just want to be alone. Server tags should look a bit nicer now too, with more improvements in the pipeline, including a UI refresh, better filtering and the removal of servers from the list that are spamming, advertising or generally being dishonest to get ahead. Server performance should also be a bit better now. It seems boats and horses in particular were clogging things up a bit with the data they were sending out, and this has been toned down to just when players are around them. It was probably the horses' revenge for the team clogging them up. I have a Rust-related sponsor today. Quick message from them. CodeFling, a marketplace for custom plugins, maps and tools, invites you to check out hundreds of free and premium plugins and maps to help your server stand out. So go over and have a good look at codefling.com. Go on. Links below. There were a lot of other changes, many of which I've already mentioned, but in summary of the most important ones, the following are all now in the main game. The oil rig RF spam has been fixed. There's smoother horse movement over bumpy surfaces. Boxes can now be placed under mixing tables. The compound will no longer spawn in the snow on procedural maps, probably because it's a spawn point on softcore servers now. Loot will reset in puzzle rooms when the puzzles reset. The skin picker will now show the last skin you used as first in the list for an item. Substations at the sides of roads no longer have rads, so happy looting. Drop boxes are easier to deploy on stone walls. The heavy helmet no longer covers the chat. Road sign gloves are now skinnable, and indeed there's already one on the store. Healing other players will now properly show an animation in third person, and the marketplace will now charge a fixed fee per order rather than per item, which is a lot thriftier. What a time to be alive! Oh yes, and family sharing was disabled. Also this week, the next round of Twitch drops is on. Here are the skins on offer, and this will run until next Thursday, 11th of March. In works in progress, lots more happening on the HDRP backport front, along with the reworked AI, as well as some more commits about reworking the junkyard and adding a shredder, presumably to recycle cars. There will be a new convar for admin soon called Teleport to Death, which will take you back to the scene of your last fatality. And oh yes, electrical is being fixed now. Why did you have to say about that? Why couldn't you have just kept Slyant?
Sorry, I suppose I shouldn't say anything anything about the small, medium and large rechargeable batteries either.
Well, we know what's going to be in next week's update vid, don't we? Check back then to see if the team managed to bust out the dictionary again. Please let me know what you thought of this patch, leave a like, subscribe and follow me on Twitch for regular streams of stuff. Stay up to date with my content by following me on Twitter, Facebook, Discord and my Steam group, and of course you can support the channel by buying merch or via my Patreon page. It'll catch you all soon. In the meantime, keep calm and stay rusty. And cheerio. This video is powered by AWDIT's producer range of workstation PCs, available now at awdit.co.uk.